Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the dojo. Oh, it's so good to be back. I have news though. Obviously things have changed. Things have not gotten exactly to plan. So firstly, I was meant to start the first 14 days today. I thought about it. I'm up at 3 a.m. So here's my deal, right? Our Melbourne turned really hot. It went to 30 degrees. And my family has temperature control issues, so it's 30 degrees. By the way, to sleep good, you need cold. Cold, good sleep, warm, bad sleep. Can't sleep, I figure, oh, I'm waking up. It must be time to get 4 a.m. to get on the plane. No, I've only slept for an hour. Fantastic. So I go downstairs, I sleep on the couch in the cold. Great. So I'm sleeping in the couch in the cold, and then I'm sitting there and I'm like, so really you're gonna do all this travel, which travel, it may not seem like much, but you're walking around a lot, standing around a lot. Like there is an extra 500 to 1,000 calories being burned. And what I'm gonna do, instead of like keeping it maintenance or just like a slight deficit of 1,000, I'm instead just gonna go even more into a deficit. That was not the best idea, so I scratched that. I'm allowed to change my opinion. So instead, I was like, today, I'm gonna chill. Oh, I'm so glad to be back in the dojo. Today, I'm gonna chill. By chilling, I got off the airport. My bag was last. I nearly had a freak out. Then I came back here, then immediately went to the gym to do an hour of cardio, and the hour of cardio went more intense because I was like, right, I need to be back. Give me something that's back to routine, like back, just give me the first thing that I do, just something right back into the routine. Cool, got right back into the routine. Then went up to Tan. We have like this wellness area and it was packed full of people. And I'm like almost delusional. I'm like, anyway, so I've left, but then I went to the magnesium pool. The magnesium pool like made me so relaxed and I'm like in vitamin D land. So I've come home, drunk a heap of water, potassium salt, and I'm kind of regaining consciousness now. And what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna reorganize everything. I've got staff starting in 2 days. Like that is very intense. I need to be fully available. From tomorrow, I need the routine to be tight. So therefore, I need to today set up my place to have ready routine. So how I'm doing it is like this. By the way, if you're new here, I don't know why you're new here. You should have been here already, but you know, basically, I'm in the last section of peeling off the fat. Okay, that's where we're at. That's where we're at. Right, in the last section. Last section, so I'm gonna give it one big push for 14 days, and then I'm gonna reverse slowly. So then I'm gonna increase the calories for a week, but still push. Then I'm gonna increase the calories for a week, but then still push. Then increase the calories for a week, then still push. So it'll be like, I'm gonna give it like a psychological push to create a lot of pain right now, then a bit less pain, then a bit less pain, then a bit less pain. So it'll even feel like it's not even hard because the real painful bit will be 14 days. However, in saying that, we create what we speak. There's a word called abracadabra. If you've been following along, I'm a professional illusionist, right? Came most entertaining. I had a most entertaining performance in an Australian competition when I was like 17, 18. Like, I'm a pretty big deal at the time. Abracadabra means I create what I speak. Meaning if I've created that the next 14 days is gonna be painful, then it'll feel painful. So the next 14 days isn't painful, it's patient, but I know that I will be pushing my body. That's all. So I'm like preparing for good happening, but I create that it's gonna be okay. So that's what's happening. That's what's happening. You've caught me after the gym, after recovery, and I still haven't unpacked everything, but I'm really glad I'm back in the dojo. And it's interesting, man. Today was interesting. I had a lot of attention on me. A woman, firstly, just lots of female attention and niceties, but then another woman the stewardess came up to me and she's like, do you want another coffee? Do you want another breakfast? The breakfast was like this egg frittata, and I was like, no, the egg frittata is all right. It didn't even have, it was like plant-based with egg. I was like, wow, cool, 200 calories, fantastic. It was like designed for me. She's like, do you want another coffee? Are you sure? And I was like, thank you for being so nice. Then I came up to her and I was like, you made my day. You were so nice. You like pepped me up. I'm ready for the day. And then she's like, haha, you should tell my boss. And then I was like, okay. And I went and told her boss. And then I was like, that was nice. That's really, chirped it up. But then I've walked back into the gym. I've walked everywhere and everyone's nice. Females nice. Men, again, are just saying hello everywhere, hello. So I must be vibrating at a different frequency. Like something's changed. Something's changed. Like I'm walking past, guys like, hey mate, how are you? Like something's changed. I was like, all right, okay, cool. It's nice, but it's interesting because I've been like an analytical mind my whole life. Like it needs to make logical sense. You know what I mean? Like what has logically changed? I've lost over, while I've been in Melbourne, I've gotten a little bit leaner. Cool, I understand that when you get a little leaner, you get a little more attractive. Cool, maybe. But how I feel about myself maybe has changed. So my internal dialogue about myself and about how I view myself has changed. And if I look at myself differently, even in the reflection, I start looking to myself differently. So then I begin to embody a completely different vibe. This isn't hippie shit. Like, don't unplug. This is very real, and you're discovering it with me for the first time as well. So it's like my internal stuff is changing about how I view myself. So if I look in the mirror and I go, oh, you're just a fat piece of shit. Or you look in the mirror and you're like, you're lazy, you've said you were gonna do it, you didn't do it. I'll look at it and my face will automatically change to be like, lazy, I didn't do it right. And then I'm walking around like that. A couple of weeks ago, we introduced love. Many weeks ago, love really changes the game because I'm like sending love everywhere. And people are receiving love, people are crying when talking to me, amazing, cool. But now my internal dialogue is changing to like, man, I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of you. And every time I'm like, oh, I'm gonna compete or I'm gonna be better, and I'm like, man, I'm proud of you for you. You're not letting yourself down. And I'm becoming like more compassionate, more happy, more free with myself. A big thing with my family around is for the first time, I kept my energy to myself. I got comments on my food, I got comments on my clothes, I got comments on my vibe, and I was like, that's all right, I like it. I didn't talk about future plans, I didn't talk about initial plans. You know, my sister's like, oh, so you've launched an OnlyFans. I didn't go into detail about, I didn't need to say, hey, well, actually it's this huge thing and you don't know. I don't need to tell you what is around, and therefore I can keep my energy. And instead, I just use it to fuel me more. Like I love myself more. Like I only need to love my life, nobody else. Same as you need to love your life. Nobody else, not your mum, not your dad, not your friends, not your partners, no one. You need to love you. And I feel like we all know inherently that there is something that we want or something that is symbiotic to our energy that's like, oh, I really want to do that. Like there's a calling to it. And it might be stuck in between a shit diet and circumstances and life, but somewhere deep inside, at the end of the day, I think everybody has this thing that they want to like, I want to do this and give this to people, right? I want to do this thing. So that was cool. That's cool. I vibe that, I vibe that. I'm not unhappy about it. I vibe that. And while that's happening, I'm consciously like, okay, this isn't validation. Cool, something's changing for you. Cool. That may be different tomorrow. That's cool. I'm also not going to be stressed about that. Cool. If that changes tomorrow, that's fine. I'm just doing me. I know what I'm doing. One thing at a time. I'm doing this. And everything else will fall how it falls, and people will say stuff, people will not say stuff, People will, and I'll just keep rolling, just keep going, just keep going. I know my anchor point, like what I'm doing, what my anchor point is. I know where my rudder is, not an anchor point. I know where my rudder is. And what happens is, before, people will be like, oh my God, you're so blah, or something. And I'll be like, okay, let's go this way to validation station. Or, let's go that way. Or somebody's like, that's the incorrect way. And I'm like, okay, fuck, I thought that was the correct way. Maybe I'm not wrong. So there's this like self-belief, like, yes, going the right direction. Happy days. Now, all of this I may be just delusional. We're on like 4 hours sleep, heaps of movements, and I've still got kilos of stuff to do. But I feel like it's not the case. I feel like we're okay. But good, because I was really worried. I was like, you're going to come back home and everything's going to be different. And you're like, nah, it's good. It's even better. I feel really good. I feel even more motivated than before, which is great. But motivation fades, which is fine. And that's where we're at. I've spoken really fast. I'm sorry. I've spoken very fast today. In through the nose, out through the mouth. I do that often actually during the day. Over time now, I cause myself to pause, like when I get a bit just, and then patience. It's nice because our breathing controls literally our nervous system. So if you slow down your breathing, you slow down your thoughts, you slow down your vibe. If you say a mantra like patience or calm, you become calm. It's like, it's not rocket science, but it feels hippy-doo-dah wild to do. But once you do it, you gain mastery over control of yourself. You need a reason to do it. Don't just do it for fun. Like, you need a cause that is pulling you towards, like, I really want to achieve this. And then if you're starting getting anxious, you're like, but I really want to achieve this. Take deep breaths, work through it. You need a goal. If you don't have a goal, then all these things, it's like, whatever. I can do it. I can not do it. Anyway, I am hungry. I'm going to have some trout. Trout. That's not Russian. Trout. Rabbit. Trout. Anyway, I'm going to have some trout, and then I've already got my list to do, and I'm going to complete the list, step at a step at a step. Step at a step. Maybe I am delusional. Hey, look, it doesn't matter. Sleep, no sleep, you know the drill. The mental model is you show up. You're committed to something, you still show up. I'm here, you're here. Happy birthday. I'll see you tomorrow. We begin again. I'm still in the beginning. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.